A number of people have asked us why start a foundation. The answer is as complicated as the emotions that fueled it. In short, we couldn't not do it. Most of you here tonight knew our mother, and those who didn't have certainly lost someone you can't bear to live without. In the weeks after Mom first died, we thought, as many others did, how did this happen? Liam and I struggled with that question over and over, as did our family and many of you here tonight. So I started doing some research. Mom used to make fun of me. She used to say that I read textbooks for pleasure. But I couldn't find any resources for people like us. All I found was largely written by doctors and researchers for doctors and researchers. There was almost no information that was accessible to the general public. I learned that this infection was killing hundreds of people every day without so much as a blip in the news cycle. And I learned the most painful thing of all, that C. diff is preventable. And if we had known what was happening to our mother, or if she had known what was happening to her, we might have been able to save her. And in fact, someone should have saved her. In hindsight, I began to see so many ways in which our entire healthcare system, from Mom's doctors, to the pharmacy she patronized for 20 years, to pharmaceutical companies, failed her. And they're failing hundreds of Americans every single day, letting them die to a preventable disease. So I got angry, and I got determined. And Liam got angry, and he got determined. And those of you who knew Mom know that when she got angry and determined, nothing stopped her. And we take after our mother. So we're determined that our mother's death will not be in vain, and that we will use her story and her courageous spirit to save others. Another reason for starting the foundation is, as you can see around us tonight, in just 56 years, Mom had an enormously positive impact on the lives of thousands of people. From the customers she waited on at the Oasis or Buckley's or the snack shop, to her family and friends, and to her students and colleagues, and most of all, me and Liam. Mom's strength, her generosity, her kindness, and maybe most of all, her stunning and irrepressible sense of humor, amused, comforted, and inspired so many people. In the wake of her death, Liam and I had countless people who wanted to help us. We also had a lot of people tell us how angry they were that we had lost Mom so early. I've spent my career as a fundraiser, helping people channel their hopes, their love, their dreams, and yes, their rage into worthwhile causes. This foundation can be that channel for all of us here tonight, and for many others who could not join us. It can help us take our grief, our deep love of Mom, our anger, and draw a line in the sand and say, not allowed. We will not allow another healthy, vital, and robust person to be struck down by something that's preventable. Through the Peggy Lillis Memorial Foundation, we will raise awareness of C. diff, its risk factors, symptoms, and how to treat it. In the coming months, we're going to do an internet-based public education campaign, including a comprehensive website, public service announcement, and a variety of ways that people can take action. We're going to develop patient-focused brochures and distribute them. We're also going to work, particularly with some of the doctors on the advisory council, to get op-eds placed in the newspapers, in online blogs, wherever, just so people start to learn about this. The foundation is also going to sponsor forums for doctors and other healthcare workers. A lot of people who work in the healthcare industry have said to me that when C. diff was killing largely elderly people and people who were at the end of their life anyway, it wasn't seen as a big threat, and there has become a lot of, laissez-faire attitudes about it. and it's become something that is quite different now. Further down the line, we intend the foundation to engage in a lot of advocacy work to promote greater care in prescribing antibiotics, possibly passing legislation to mandate the reporting and tracking of C. diff. As it stands right now, the hospital that my mother was treated in will never report to anybody that she died of C. diff. So 300 Americans die of something every day and no one's tracking it, no one's reporting it. The last reason for creating the Peggy Lillis Memorial Foundation is the most meaningful to me and Liam, and I hope it is for all of you. And that reason is because it's what Mom would do. Our mother could not turn away from an injustice. She could not sit by and watch someone else, especially someone she loved, go under. Many of you here tonight have experienced firsthand Mom's warmth, Mom's compassion, and relentless focus on helping others. Sometimes that compassion was expressed as a kind word or an attentive ear. And sometimes it was delivered as a kick in the ass. A kick in the ass to somebody who needed to get it together and save themselves. But maybe, most often, it was demonstrated by our mother standing up for those who couldn't stand up for themselves. A few weeks after Mom died, I was listening to a favorite radio show of mine. The guy hosting it had recently lost his father. He said that he wanted to continue to love his father in the present tense. That's what I want too. Though Mom is no longer with us in body, she is with us in spirit. And I want to spend each and every day loving her as if she were beside me, laughing at one of my jokes or making me laugh at one of hers. Through the foundation, me, Liam, and all of you can make a decision to love Mom in the present tense. Each time you pass out a bookmark from the foundation or tell someone not only about how Mom died, but about how she lived, with purpose, with passion, and with great love for her family, friends, and students. You will be loving her in the present tense, not as someone we lost, but as someone whose enormous zest for living and intense love animates the actions we take every day that others do not needlessly suffer and die. That's what our mother would do. So Liam and I and our whole family are asking you to commit yourselves to standing up, to saying C. diff is not allowed to kill 300 Americans every day, and to affirm that our mother's death will not be in vain. That we will leave here tonight and talk to our families, friends, colleagues, and most important, our doctors. Tell them Mom's story and enlist them too in fighting this terrible infection. Thanks.